Okay.
Well, I'd like to welcome Sue to the call. Sue is a client of mine. We've been working together for about a month now, but when her first 10 days action, like participating in the program, she successfully added about $16,000 into her income stream, which was really nice, and she did a wonderful job. So, Sue, if you don't mind, can you tell me a little bit about your business and, how long you've been in business for, what kind of services you guys offer?
Sure. I have a dog boarding kennel, and we do offer daycare and grooming as well. I started in the dog industry about 24 years ago as a dog walker. Then I had a daycare in Calgary, and then we moved out here as I was getting asked to board a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been out here now 12 years we've been out here.
Oh, that's awesome. So, before we started working together, where were you at in the business? Like, did you have a certain amount of time you had to spend working in it, or was there something you wanting more? Like, where were you at, a month ago?
Um, For me, the business has grown a ton. It's probably almost tripled since I started.
Hmm.
And we had built a new building 3 years ago. And um, and then of course COVID was, and people were traveling again. And so what was happening was the business had grown and I was hitting some bumps and along the way, and I needed some help in order to smooth those bumps out. Um, as the business was increasing and progressing.
Okay. So then, like, why do you think you decided to get some assistance, like, to kind of smooth out the bumps, obviously, but like, was it because you felt like you were kind of just got stuck hitting the same bumps and were unsure how to kind of move through them, or?
Yes, I just did not know what to do, to be really honest. It's
Sure.
been, like I said, it's been 12 years, and I've had businesses, for the last 24 years, but now it's at a different level.
Hmm.
We're extremely busy. We I've got a huge building now, well, much bigger than what we had. Sorry, sorry.
No, no worries.
Um, so it's like, it's just completely different. And so it becomes, you're just hitting bumps, and it's like, I don't know how to deal with that. I don't know, how to smooth that out. And so I needed some leadership, some help, in all areas, not just revenue, but also with staffing and, other things. Right.
For sure.
So for me, it felt right. I just felt like, no, I needed some guidance, um, to, uh, you know, help me like navigate things a bit better.
Yeah, for sure. And it's interesting, like, even when, a person's been in business for a lot of years, it's kind of like once you take the next step and you reach a new pinnacle of, having more business or a bigger facility or more team members, that it's like, hey, there's actually some new challenges that I thought I would have dealt with all the things throughout the years. But it's kind of like once you reach a new level, you got to like rise with it, or because there's this interesting kind of phrase. So it's like, what got you here won't get you there. And essentially,
Mm-hmm.
my understanding of it is like, the way you operated to get where you are is great. But if you want to continue to, progress, you're going to probably have to shift gears, because those same skill sets won't necessarily get you to the next, summit.
That that's 100% true, because like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time, and I've done well for sure. But now we're at a completely different, I have probably 250 clients, let's say. Whereas before, even a few years ago, I only had maybe 100,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. So it's literally doubled. And so you get different issues, different challenges at this point, right? Um, and because we are small, we only take 25 to 30 dogs. Um, yeah, but it doesn't feel small anymore.
Right.
It really doesn't. It feels so much bigger. And so I had to implement a whole bunch of different new things um, that I had never had to deal with before. But I mean, it's great. But for me, it was time. I needed some help to, like I said, figure out new situations and new issues and look at myself as a leader and what I could do better. I have more staff now. I
Right.
have, you know, a lot more clients, just everything changes.
More overhead, more services, more,
Yep.
balls in the
Yep.
air to juggle. So then, like with
Yes,
that, um,
definitely.
what has been your results so far? Positive outcomes from us working together, would you say? Or one or whatever, wherever you
Oh,
want to tell me.
I mean, lots of things. I mean, the revenue, yes, obviously that's fantastic. But more so in the way that I think I I have my confidence has gone up even more. I mean, I have a lot of confidence to begin with, but it's gone up even more because I feel like, no, I can do this. I know I can do this. And I would say my goals have increased from not just financially, like the
Right.
financial part's been great, but it also what I expect from my staff, what I expect from my clients, even. So, it's not the financial part is amazing, um, but the other aspects as well, and what I expect, looking at myself, going, you know what, I do need time off. It's okay to take time off.
Mhm.
It's nice to talk to somebody who has been through it, who has the same type of business. It really helps, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Would you say there's been any, unexpected benefits of joining my program that you might have not necessarily thought, even though we're still pretty early in it, some, those
Mhm.
unexpected benefits that, you didn't really anticipate were going to come up when you initially signed up?
Well, I would say the staff stuff a lot because I don't know what I was expecting, but that wasn't sort of for me, that wasn't part of what I expected through this, really. I don't know
Mhm.
why, but, and I think also just being in the groups when you have the chat groups and the listening to everybody else and thinking, okay, yeah, you know what? They have the same issues that I do, even though that they probably do, but when you
Right.
hear it and you go, oh my gosh, yeah, like, and yeah, so that for me was really big, like being in the group and listening to everybody else and just thinking, yeah, you know what? That I have the same problem, and and I think actually one of the biggest things was I so I sell passes. I sell the prepaid passes, right? And so part of that is yes, you give the client a deal. They buy 10 and then they get one free. But it's also to keep revenue going. And I remember thinking to myself, do I sound desperate by selling these passes? Am I looking like I don't have any money? And then it
Right.
was interesting chatting with you because you're like, well, you have to, you need to bring revenue in consistently, which I mean, we do, but the passes help so much because they're paid. So it's like, so it was just for me, it was like, okay, no, this is, yeah, like I see this. This is, you know, others go through this as well. It's like sometimes you have to keep that revenue flowing.
Right.
So that was actually probably one of the biggest, coolest things for me was just like, okay, yep, no, I'm not the only one. And thinking, okay, I'm fairly smart. Like, I'm pretty smart, right? It's like I knew that was a good idea, to do that. And then when I had the pass sale, you know, hey, listen, that's great. That's a great sum to have, in your pocket. Well, not in your
Right.
pocket, but in your account. Um, so yeah, it was just nice to know that I was on the right track with that. But yeah.
So essentially, if I could summarize in a sentence or two, unexpected results might be, support with staffing that you didn't necessarily anticipate was going to be involved.
Mhm.
reassurance, I would say that, hey, I am on the right track with these things. But we
Mhm.
can tweak them a little bit and the results can potentially be exponentially even better because you got a great idea that you started with. And the community, right? There's a community aspect of it too,
Yeah.
where you don't feel alone and you have more of a support system that you did with people that aren't, in direct competition with you. They were like, hey, I'm dealing with the same thing. And that sense of
Yeah.
community, in my experience, helps to fuel that confidence even more because you're like, hey, these are regular storms that all of us business owners are weathering at times. And, everyone else has gotten through it. And I will again, and I would continue to. And, just that community and support makes a big difference, during some of those storms and it always pass, but, when you're in the moment of it, it can
Yeah.
feel like nothing else is going on. All right. One last question is, what would you tell
Oh,
someone? Oh,
yes.
sorry,
No,
we're
it's
go ahead.
no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, it's just there's a little lag. Last thing I was gonna just ask you was if you had to talk to someone or got the privilege to talk to someone who was on the fence about getting some support as far as we go for their business, what would you tell them if they were kind of, I don't know if it's good, right for me or whatnot?
I would say so it's an investment. I mean, it is. I was like, I was on the fence because financially I was like, whew, that's a chunk. But honestly, it's been great. It really has been good. I've learned a ton. I think that uh, this experience has been really. I've been telling everybody about it. It's taught me a lot. When you always have to be learning, always, always, always. It doesn't mean you always have to keep learning. And I think if you feel stuck or you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I should do this, honestly, it's worth it. It is worth it. I've learned a ton after 24 years. I
Right.
mean, you'd think, oh yeah, I know everything. No, it's been really good. So financially, it's been great. The support's been great. You're very good with your accountability. You're always available if I need to talk. No, I think, and the people that I've met, super great people.
Right.
It's very, very, it's worth the money. It is worth the money. Because as a small business, it is a chunk to put down. Let's be real. But it's worth it. And there's a guarantee. You said double your money back. Well, I got way more than that back.
Right.
And just in the first month, like
We're just
we're
getting
not
started.
nearly done. That's right. So I think it's really worth it. And I yeah, I think it's been wonderful. And like I said, I've been telling people about you and I have so much to learn still and so much more to grow with it, right? Like I'm even contemplating, I was like, well, maybe I'm just gonna extend my 6 months and just keep going for like a whole year,
Hmm.
because it's great. It's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
For sure. And it's been a pleasure having you. And it's always a real joy to work with people that, are really in it and find ways to make it work instead of excuses why, I can't do things. So
Mm,
it's been a pleasure and it will continue to be. And, I look forward to us working together for as long or as short as that is. But for today, I appreciate the time you took to chat with me and share your experience so far. So is there
yeah.
anything else you wanted to share? You don't have to by any means.
No, I just think as small business people, I think we work so hard and it's nice to be working with you. You understand. So that's the other thing. It's like, and you're in the dog industry, which is
Right.
huge. Huge in the way that
You froze for a second there. I'm not sure if you.
we work. You get it, and that reasons why
Yeah,
are
sorry.
you there?
Unfortunately, I lost you through
Can you
most of
know
that,
saying?
but it's okay. Just our signals are
Oh,
kind of
just that
conflicting.
it's nice to work with somebody. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's on the acreage. It's just nice to work with somebody who's in the industry as well, right? That's the thing. So it's nice. I could work with a business coach who has no clue what I do and how hard
Right.
we work. You know what I mean? It's nice because you get it. You've been through a lot of the stuff that I have. So yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah. So
sure.
that
100%.
really, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks again for your time, and we'll be in touch soon.
Sounds
Have a good
good.
day. Bye.
You too. Bye.